So next up, we have Nicolas Loeillot. He's the founder of Tech Forever, the Chief Innovation Officer at Groupe Mutuelle, and he will be speaking to us today about the opportunity for co-development and data federation in FemTech. Welcome, Nicolas.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you, everyone. It was super interesting, all this session. I think that I'm the last to say it today, but hopefully you will find a big interest in what I will show you today. So yeah, let me talk to you about Tech Forever. Tech Forever is a FemTech accelerator that has been created in 2021 in Switzerland. Switzerland just to position Switzerland, you know where is Switzerland, but position Switzerland on the health tech market. 51% of the GDP from Switzerland is coming from health tech for pharma or med tech or whatever. So it was quite natural for us to develop this kind of platform. And as a chief innovation officer of one of the leaders of health insurance in Switzerland, for us it was really critical to address the biggest part of the population, which is women, if we want to fix some problems in the world, in Switzerland, but also in the world, in terms of health. So what we did is to go to one of the best innovation park in Switzerland, which is belonging to the EPFL. So EPFL is one of the leading universities in the world. I think they have something more than 11,000 students on their campus, and they focus on science and technology. And we started to open this co-creation platform with them, with a focus to grow the FemTech startups, not only in Switzerland, you will see the figures, but also in the rest of the world, and to bring the startups in front of the corporates. So the corporates could be the large Swiss companies that you know, of course, like Novartis, Roche, and the others, or they could be pain point owners or holders, companies who have problems on the market and they want to fix the problems of the pregnancy, of menopause, and everything. And all this in the pure purpose of women's health sake. So we don't as an accelerator or innovation accelerator platform, we don't take equity, so it's totally equity free. We bring the complementary resources from the health insurance in Switzerland, plus the best of the expertise of innovation, the innovation park. And once again, the goal is really to bring the corporate and the startup in a kind of collaboration. And I will talk to you about this, and it's probably an opportunity for many of you. And as we are a relatively small country, but very international country, we started from the beginning creating some partnership with some other key players in the FemTech industry over the world. I will illustrate that. So our goals is to raise awareness about FemTech, to bring concrete solutions to the industry, and to foster and engage community over the coming years. So when we launched the call for application, it was in March this year, so we received 110 applications, and we kept all these applications. So the applications were coming from all over the world, and 65% of the applicants were women leaders, which is pretty good figures. As you know, that's usually they only represent 10% of the startup founders. So as we are in a very inclusive approach, we kept all the startups we applied, and we only split the startups into 3 categories. There is one for the early stage, another one for the growth stage, and the rest which is belonging to the community. Why did we split these startups into 3 categories? Because we offer 3 types of services to the 3 startups. And I will describe that in the next slide. The selection that we made, I mean, or the selection, the cohort that we have today is made of 36% of Swiss startups, but we have 46% of the startups which are coming from the rest of Europe, and we have 5 startups coming from the rest of the world, in the US, Singapore, and Israel. So that's the situation. We have brought to us key names, and it's growing every day, but they are the names which are actively contributing to the ecosystem today. So it's coming from, I mean, large startups like Other Women that most of you probably know. Of course, pharma like Merck, Farm, and some others. MedTech companies like Philips, and we also brought to us some founding partners like Global Brain, which is one of the largest VC in Japan, and they have a branch specialized in FemTech. We brought some other pharma companies like Ferring, and we collaborated with names that we heard before today, like Fermata. Fermata is a FemTech acceleration platform in Japan and in Singapore. We partner with Joyance. Joyance is a VC in Boston, focused on FemTech. And we get the support from the SwissNext network, which is the Swiss technology promotion all over the world. We have a pretty large list of mentors, so all of them are super experienced guys in different companies working for large Swiss names that I mentioned already, like Novartis, Roche, and the others, Ferring and others. So Ferring is not Swiss, but they are belonging to the Swiss ecosystem anyway. And as I said before, we split the program into three types of services, which are free services for the startups, of course, because of course the early stage, they don't have the same needs than the growth, and the community is definitely not the same than the rest. So we define these three types of services, and they are running currently as we talk today. It's a 9-month program. There is no choice difficulties to find the duration of the program. We started in May with a roadshow in Japan, and many startups had the opportunity to meet with investors in Japan, namely Global Brain, and to get into one-to-one conversations with these investors. They could also talk with Fermata, and some of the startups from Tech Forever are currently in deal with Fermata for distributions of their solutions on the Japanese market. So that's typically the type of things that we want to achieve. We had in July a Zurich roadshow, which was focused on funding. So how do we get the money to raise the money for the FemTech startups, mostly with Swiss investors in different types of investing. So CVCs from large companies, but also VCs and also angel investing. So it was very interesting. In London, the focus is on co-creation and collaboration. So it will happen in September. And then we'll have the Boston Roadshow, and the Boston Roadshow will be more on the scientific collaboration between all the players in this industry. And we will finish this first year with a demo day in Lausanne, where we are based in, for presenting the full spectrum of the FemTech. And you are, of course, absolutely welcome to join this event physically or digitally. What I want to focus on today is one of our key activity, which is open to the world. They are called the focus groups. And we started in June by launching 4 focus groups on the 4 key topics that you know very well and that you see on the screen now. These focus groups are are led by key experts in each of them for the specific topic, and they are also supported by innovation specialists. The objective is to bring the maximum of people. So if you want to join, reach out to me. You will get the details on this focus group. The objective is to get some co-development solutions, to develop the design thinking approach of solutions, to network, and to grow your business development in Switzerland and globally in Europe. What we'll do, and I will finish with this slide, is what we will do next year is to work on the co-development platform, which is bringing together the data. So it's not impossible to share the data. That's something that a message that I need to convey today. There are technologies like zero knowledge computing technologies, which allow some startups to share data with other startups while keeping the data for themselves. It's totally mature, and there are solutions today for making these kind of things. And what we want to achieve is to demonstrate something in this domain, to develop some kind of FemTech solution, FemTech platform for co-development based on data. So I'm happy to share with you further, and maybe in one-to-one discussions. My question is, are we all on the same cause? So if we're on the same cause, let's collaborate and let's keep the conversation rolling. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you so much, for Nicolas, and that was a really fantastic section there. Thank you so much to all of our speakers.